Good morning and a happy Sunday to all of you. Today I am going to introduce you to three of my favorite products in the holiday catalog. They are the Textured Impressions embossing folders, and there's three of them in there, and you use these with the Big Shot. Now if you don't own our Big Shot, I strongly recommend getting it. There are so many products and projects you can do with this that really will change your crafting time, cut down on the crafting time, and increase the appearance and value of your projects. It's really a neat tool. So this is the Big Shot. When you order it, you get the Big Shot, 2 of the plates, and the Big Shot platform. This is a great gift to receive for Christmas or give for Christmas. And if you have it on your wish list and someone orders it from me, be sure to have your favorite embossing folder listed, because they will also get an embossing folder for free from me as a thank you for purchasing the Big Shot to give to you as a gift. And if you're not having anyone buy it for you as a gift, you can buy it for yourself and still get that choice of embossing folders. All right, let's get started. The first embossing folder I want to talk about is the corrugated embossing folder. So it is called the Corrugated Dynamics. And on the Textured Impressions embossing folders, what's different with them is they're quite a bit thicker. The plastic is thicker. The thickness of the image that's going to make is a lot thicker. So this is what this one looks like. And I'm going to use our very cool galvanized metallic paper, which is in the Holiday Mini. And at first I wasn't going to order this because I thought it was just like our silver, which our silver is fabulous, but this actually looks like metal when you get it in person. Now, usually when you are embossing with these thicker embossing folders, you want to lightly spritz your cardstock to run through to make the deepest impression. You don't have to do this with the galvanized metal, but I do like to do it because I get our little Stampin spritzers, and these are empty bottles you get. They're plastic and they have a spray on them, and you can fill them with whatever you want. So this one here I filled with our copper shimmer paint, just a little bit, a couple drops, and mixed it up with water. And then you shake it up, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to spritz it lightly on here. Okay, and you can kind of see how that's on there. From there you build your sandwich. I put my paper in here and I make sure it's lined up with the lines because I want my lines fairly straight. I put it on the Big Shot platform with the binding part towards the machine. Put the platform on top of it and then roll it through the little plate. Alright, and then here's what we have. When I open it up, do you see how that actually looks like metal? And because I added the copper to it, it's so subtle, like you can hardly, it's harder to see on this because it's a metallic paper, but it adds just a little bit of dimension. The other thing I would then do is maybe sponge it a little bit with a lighter brown just to make it look a little bit more aged. So that's what that looks like completed. It's really cool. Here's what it looks like in a different color. So this one here I used our old olive, and you can see how that looks. It's a lot of fun for all your projects. I really enjoy this product. Then the other thing I did with it is I took this sheet of our Mint Macaroon and I ran it through this way first. Then I flipped it through and ran it that way. And then I flipped it one more time and ran it on the diagonal. And I see how there's like a little lined pattern in there? That is from the first 2 times I ran it through, but then the raises are on the diagonal. So you can really play around with these embossing folders and make lots of cool, intricate patterns. And you could sponge it. This one here I was thinking of using for a non-traditional color Christmas card, but a lot of fun. You can punch them out when you're done with them and other things like that. The second folder I want to talk about, I absolutely love this folder. This folder is really gorgeous. This one here is the Tin Tile Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder, and it reminds me, and I'm assuming that's why they called it what they did, of the old tin type ceilings. This is an amazing folder. It is absolutely stunning. So here is a piece I already ran through the Big Shot. I had spritzed it a little heavier with the copper and maybe even painted a little bit of copper on, and see the dimension to this. The back side is gorgeous too. It just really pops. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when I run it through the machine using just a normal piece of cardstock. So I'm going to take some more of the mint medley, Okay, and this is just kind of a funky piece, but that's okay. I do want to spritz it with a copper spritzer because I just like the extra color, pop of copper it adds to it. Now the Big Shot you can run either way, but for this video I'm doing it this way just because I feel like it's better with my videotape. I made my sandwich. I have my platform, my embossing folder with the spritz piece of cardstock in there, and then I have the embossing plate on top of it. That's all lined up, and I'm going to feed it through my Big Shot. And then this, once it dries, because I was kind of heavy-handed, and you can hit it with your heat emboss tool too. I do that a lot if I'm in a hurry on a project. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. Love it. All right, the final embossing folder I want to show you from the holiday catalog is actually my favorite, but I didn't think it would be when I first got it. So this one here is actually called Subtle Dynamic, and that's because it's subtle. So you see it's got the slight lines. It reminds me of the paper that they used to have at Stampin' Up! That was like a textured paper, and I really miss that paper. But it's really quite fabulous. So the first one I'm going to do the beautiful macaroon again, but this time I'm going to use, you know what, I'm going to just use plain water. So this is just water. Okay, so I spritzed it with that. And this one here, this particular embossing folder, whenever you're using it, for you will find, I think that you'll use it again and again and again. This one here has been a real fun one to play around with and experiment with. So this is what it looks like just on the cardstock. And see the texture? Since it's damp, you can really kind of see it popping up. That's what the back looks like. All right, now what I want to show you on this one is this one I'm going to do in the copper because I love copper, and this is one of my very favorite all-time Stampin' Up! Colors, Blackberry Bliss, and I'm so excited that they brought it back when they did the color relaunch. All right, so I'm spraying this down with the copper. I was a little more heavy-handed with this one because I just want it to be a lot more pop whenever it dries. All right, so first thing you do is your platform base. Then I lay down my embossing folder with a piece of cardstock in it, fold that closed, and then put the embossing plate on top of it and wheel it through the Big Shot. Super easy, super fun. So when this dries, the shimmer will really pop. Isn't that gorgeous? This I like using on everything. I mean, my Halloween cards, everything, even Christmas cards. I've done some gorgeous Christmas ornaments with this color. All right, I want to show you this before I forget. So this is a cross-stitched stamp set in the holiday catalog, which I was like, oh, that's cute, I'm not going to get it, till I saw the cards. There's a Christmas tree with it also. So it looks like cross-stitch when you stamp it. And then if you run it through this embossing folder twice, it looks like the cloth or fabric, I'm not a cross-stitcher, but the fabric that they use to do it, isn't that the coolest thing in the world? So I'm going to do a video on that stamp set later using this embossing folder. Final thing I want to show you with this particular embossing folder is, this is my all-time favorite designer series paper I think we've ever had. It is from the Share What You Love suite. It's in the regular catalog, and there is twice the amount of paper as in any other of the collections. And it's gorgeous. There's all sorts of different pretty patterns. This one here, I cut a piece and mounted it to Rich Razzleberry, and I am not going to spray the front of this one at all because it already has that pretty embossing, but I do want to spritz the back ever so lightly since I'm doing 2 layers of cardstock. All right, so I just spritzed it with regular water, and what we're going to do with this one is put it in the embossing folder one way like this, close it up, and then I'm going to run it through here. Then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, open this, turn it 1/4 of a turn, and this is what I did actually with the cross-stitch Christmas ornament, and run it through again. And then what you have is this really, really cool textured pattern on top of your designer series paper or cardstock. I mean, isn't that beautiful? Now, I have a little bit longer video I'm going to post in a second. I'm so excited about it. It is a mini scrapbook project I developed and did a couple of weekends ago that I've been dying to show you. But it shows all sorts of different tags and stuff using this technique in there, and it's pretty beautiful. Remember, if you want to place an order, be sure to enter this month's hostess code, EAWZAPVG, so that your name is entered in a drawing for free product. And the free product choice this month is going to be, oh, I don't even know. I'm so excited. I'll give you your choice. It'll be a surprise, but it'll be some fun product and some choices from the mini catalog. And be sure to share your Christmas wish list with me and with your family who's buying you stuff, because you get more free stuff that way, and they get the gift wrapped and a card made to present to you. I mean, it's win-win. Have a fantastic Sunday.